So, a patron of mine wanted me to talk about the Crunchyroll Awards, whether I think they're good or bad, what should they keep, what can they improve, any ideas of how, and what my pick for best anime of 2020 was. Kind of interesting because I kind of hate the Crunchyroll Awards. I think they are not cool at all. I think they're great. They're definitely a great celebration of anime that came out within that year, and that's cool that they wanted to do that. But I feel like kind of like my award thing, or kind of like my scoring thing, people are just gonna end up comparing what their favorite is, and it turned into an argument of what's the best anime of all time, according to that year. And they have this big company kind of backing them up, saying, "Hey, your favorite show is nominated, so therefore it must be good." And it's like, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that. Uh, I think the award, the actual show itself, is kind of cool. I haven't actually watched it, but the last time I did was when Made in Abyss won, and I thought, for the most part, it was a pretty well done ish show. Besides the music part, I think that was absolute dog shit. But everything else, it was pretty fine. Um, as for what they should keep, I think they should definitely keep the celebration of the anime that came out within that year, because I do think that's important. You should recap all the great stuff that came out within the year, and that's fun. Uh, what they could improve on is have a better judge, because I don't know. What they could improve on might be a better selection, because back when Yuri on Ice was the big thing ever, it basically won a lot of awards, and people have felt kind of sour to it, because it was like one show was just sweeping the awards, and some were like, this show's actually not that great, and some were saying it is actually that great. My Hero Academia season 2 was kind of in a similar thing, especially when they had Best Hero Award. Like, obviously, My Hero Academia is going to win. Like, what else was going to top it? Yuki Yuna? I don't think so. So it is a big time popularity award, and I'm just not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of that environment that it creates with it being an award show. And the way I want to see award shows going forward, I'd rather just see individual people given their pick for favorite anime of 2020 and 2021 and moving forward, because I find that more interesting. A company doesn't really have an opinion. They are just there to make money, and that's their job too, which is fine, but I find it more interesting when it comes from an individual person's perspective as to what they think is the best anime or best game or best whatever of that year. Um, so, and Watch Mojo does their top tens, but I would definitely would like to see more fan award shows. From one person who has seen a lot from that year. Uh, Level 1 Anime Noob is probably the one I'm going to be focusing on for this one, because he watches a lot of currently airing shows. And I think it would be very interesting from his perspective of what the best show is, and through these different categories, like worst show with the best music, best characters, stuff like that. I think that is more interesting than a big company like Crunchyroll doing an award show. And this isn't about the company, it's about the fans for my next point. But I feel like fans get really fired up when they don't see a show that should have been anime of the year, or their favorite show isn't nominated a lot. Or their favorite show isn't nominated enough. Video Game Lover did a stream, and you should definitely check it out. But he did a stream talking about it, and throughout the stream, I was thinking, yeah, it kind of sucks that Akudama Drive didn't get nominated a lot, but I feel like, does it really matter if it did or not? Because at the end of the day, anime is subjective, and what you think is the best anime of all time is going to be your pick, and you shouldn't let a company tell you otherwise. There were some anime back in 2019 that I thought were fucking great, that I think should have won, and there's anime that came out in 2020 that I think should have won, like Interspecies Reviewers. Just kidding. But the point is, don't get riled up when you see a show you love so much not on the award show, because it doesn't really matter. The only thing that it feeds is these people, these normies, that only watch what's popular and just feed them like, hey, yeah, this is your favorite show. Guess what? It's the best anime of the year. Oh my god. I remember back when Demon Slayer was picked as best anime of the 2010s. And it's like, no shit that was going to win. It was the most popular anime of that time, of 2019. So of course it was going to win anime of the decade. Like, if fucking Yuri on Ice came out in 2019 and Demon Slayer came out in 2016, I guarantee we would be seeing Yuri as best anime of the decade. So it's always what's popular, when it comes to that. I think anime of the decade is just as stupid as anime of the year from these big companies. And again, I'd rather hear the fans' perspective as to what's their pick, because I find it more interesting. But from a big company, anime of the decade is just what's popular during that season or that year. Anime of the decade is not Demon Slayer. I am so sorry for anybody that loves that show a lot, but there were way better shows coming out that decade than Demon Slayer. Hunter x Hunter 2011 was a fucking awesome show. Devil is a Part-Timer. Madoka Magica was great. Attack on Titan. So many better shows that should have probably won other than Demon Slayer. Like, I'm not saying Demon Slayer is a bad show. I mean, I dropped it, but I'm not saying that it didn't deserve to be nominated, because, I mean, it is a show that a lot of people like, but I don't think it deserved that award at all. So, my main thing here is I'd rather see individual YouTubers do their own award show, because I find that more interesting than a company do it. The Crunchyroll Awards just creates more dumb arguments on the internet as to what's the best anime, and people arguing, saying, no, you're fucking wrong, this is the best anime. And you got another guy saying, no, you're wrong, this is the best anime. Then you got people whining and complaining when their favorites don't win, when it doesn't matter. Because if you say this anime, My Hero Academia, is the best anime of the decade or year, and that's what helps you sleep at night, then fuck it. Say that. Don't let the award show, make you mad. Because it shouldn't. You're more important than an award. You're more important than a company's award show. Now, as for my pick of best anime of the year of 2020, was nominated for the Crunchyroll Awards. And is probably not going to win because it wasn't a big time normie show. But my pick for anime of the year, hands down, was Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. I mean, if you look on Mal, it's my second favorite anime. And I rewatched it recently, and it still holds up as to my second favorite anime of all time. I just I just love that show so much. I love the characters. I love Masaki Iwasa, and just his direction is awesome. And I find Eizouken to be the most down to earth, relatable anime of all time about these girls trying to live their dream making an anime. And it's just so cool. I love the sound effects too with the girls. And Kanamori, easily best girl of 2020. There was no one that was way better than Rachel. Than Kanamori. She was awesome. I could go down this list if for things of 2020. My pick for the most overrated show of 2020, hands down, is fucking God, Tower of God. Sorry, my asthma, but Tower of God was boring as shit. Rachel is best girl. Everybody should know this. But yeah, I did not like Tower of God. I thought it was really boring. It had a weird art style that I wasn't into. And yeah, it just wasn't for me. Worst anime I've seen of 2020? Probably that weird fucking bug movie. What was it? Island of Giant Insects? Yeah, that one's pretty bad. But those are my picks for 2020 and my opinions on the award shows. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me that these companies shouldn't be? Do you guys agree with me that these companies award shows don't matter at all? Am I alone in this? I don't know. But thank you so much for watching me ramble about award shit. What's your favorite anime of 2020? Because I would love to hear it. And I guarantee I'm going to like it way more than a damn Crunchyroll award. So, see ya.